Hi, this is Matt Witte from William Ravis Real Estate. I'm here with local business insiders. So we're going to meet with a couple local business people from the North Andover area, and they're going to tell us about the Complete Health program. So if you're looking to get off to a good start health-wise in January, these are the two you want to talk to. So if you don't mind, you want to give us an intro, Erica, to who you guys are and tell us a little bit about your business.
Thanks so much, Matt. Well, thanks for having us. It's very exciting. So for me, I'll give you a little background on myself really quickly. My name is Erica. And 4 years ago, I was scrolling through Facebook. I saw somebody post their transformation. I've known this person for many, many years, all of my life, actually. And when she posted her transformation, it piqued my interest because I was very overweight. I was obese, actually, and I struggled with my weight for many, many years. When I saw that post on Facebook, it piqued my interest. I reached out and I signed up for this amazing program, and I was able to lose 80 pounds.
Wow.
It took me about 9 months to do that. And of course, when you have success like that, you just want to pay it forward. So in doing so, I became a coach. I've started a business. So we help people. We help people get healthy in all areas of their lives, not just physically, but mentally as well, and financially, actually. So the trilogy of our program is Healthy Mind, Healthy Body, Healthy Finances. Hilary, somebody who I've known for a long time, was watching me in real time lose weight, and she was struggling herself, and Hilary reached out, and she became my client. And because she's smart, she became a coach as well. So Hilary is part of my business. So Hilary, would you like to answer that question as well?
Sure. So my name is Hilary. I am one of Erica's clients. I'm a coach. I'm also a health coach. I'm helping other people change their lives as well and feel better about themselves physically and emotionally as well. I started this program as I watched Erica go through it, and I was a little unsure at first. I wasn't sure if it would, when the right time was. I've always been very healthy, and I've always been very I exercise a lot. I do all that stuff. If I was, I felt like during COVID, I kind of slipped down the cracks as a lot of people did. And I was finally like, you know what? I'm ready for this. Now is the time. So reached out to Erica, and I've been successful ever since. My goal was to lose 20 pounds. I lost 30. I've been able to keep it off, and I am happy, healthier, and successful still to this day, coaching others as well.
So awesome. Proud of you, Hilary.
That's great. That's great information. And it's nice to hear the two different stories because they sound very different. And it sounds like the two of you have really stuck this out, because there are quite a few fads out there that I've heard of. I'm sure maybe you've heard of some as well. So Erica, this next question is for you. Who's the ideal candidate for this program? And I know you kind of said how long you've been doing the program, but specifically, how long have you been coaching in the program? I don't know if you answered that. Maybe you did.
Yes, no, that's a great point. I became a coach 3 months into my journey. So I've been coaching now. February will be 4 years for me coaching. And to answer your question, who is the ideal candidate? That's a great question. And like you saw yourself, Hilary and I are polar opposite. We are completely opposite. There's nothing similar about us except that we struggled with our weight. So this plan is for everybody. We have many different programs. We have programs for weight loss. We have programs for weight gain. We have programs for diabetics, nursing moms. We have programs for seniors, teens. So it really is for everybody. But I would say most of the people that go on this program want to lose weight. That is the first thing that they want. They generally want to lose weight. What they don't realize is that their whole life is going to change, because it's not just about weight loss. But there's bodybuilders on program. There's marathon runners on program. There's, like I said, older people, seniors. There's plans for everybody.
That's awesome. It's nice to hear that. And it's not just for people that maybe feel like they're really overweight. I mean, it's a really wide range of ages. And it sounds like it's not like a niche. It's not a niche for people that just feel like they're overweight.
Right. And it's also actually for people who just want structure. people who are lacking structure, people who want to feel control, busy people. It's really for everybody.
That's fantastic. Hilary, what does this food taste like? Because I know people are going to know, complete health. Is it going to taste like vegetables? I don't like vegetables. So I know people want to know, how good is the food? What can you tell us about that?
Well, first off, it's all amazing. There are so many different ways. They're interchangeable foods. So for me, I'm always on the go. So it's easy for me. Like, I don't have to count calories or, log anything. I grab a bar, make a shake. I have like little crunchy, chips type of things that I can just grab and go eat in the car, eat while I'm doing laundry, or running to here, there, everywhere, sports with kids, or, whatever. And there's other things like there's mashed potatoes that are delicious, and you can mix other foods with it. So it's all interchangeable. It's all really delicious. Obviously some things that I like more than others. But that's the beauty of it. There's so many options and so many, in every taste bud you can work with. Even some crunchers that I have for chips, I can bite size, throw them in a yogurt or something, and it tastes even better, Yeah. So you can spruce it up or have it as simple as you want.
Nice. It's nice to hear that there's a lot of variety, because I know there's a lot of health programs that are just shakes or just bars, and it sounds like you really have a variety. Do you have a favorite that you would recommend?
I like the crunchers in the yogurt when I have time, or the mashed potatoes with a little bit of Laughing Cow cheese, or a little just sprinkled cheese on top, a waffled mashed potatoes, or, you could even make French fries out of them, so.
Right.
I like to spruce it up sometimes.
Awesome. Who doesn't, Who doesn't? So you have great variety there, and snacks and crunches you mentioned, and yogurt. What about meals? What are we talking about for dinner? Because I know people who doesn't love dinner.
So I've actually, I think some people have seen on my Facebook page already, but my favorite and my go-to, we have at least once a week, is a recipe called Big Mac salad. Which is it's so easy, so simple. I could have it every single day if I could. It's really good. It's so simple, but even whether or not it's a Big Mac salad, it's like a hamburger, but without the burger, the bun, it really is delicious. Or even a taco salad, just without the tortilla or without the shell, super simple, it's all science. It's amazing. So it's really delicious.
I love that word, taco. It's one of my favorites.
Everyone does. Taco Tuesdays are
tacos, I'm into it. So, yep. Erica, what happens when you go out to a restaurant? Because I went out to a restaurant last night with some friends I met up with, and I would think that you'd have to do some planning, what you can eat on a menu. Can you give us a sample or an example of that?
Sure. So basically, like Hilary was saying, we have lots of little meal replacements. We eat them all day long. They are easy. They are meant to be easy. They are meant to be interchangeable, so we don't have to obsess over food. We just pick what we want. If we feel like something salty, if we feel like something savory, if we feel like something crunchy, there's options. But yes, when you go to a restaurant, you are responsible for eating healthy food. This is what's preparing us for maintenance. Eating in a restaurant, making healthy choices, cooking that one meal a day like Hilary was talking about. It's protein, it's vegetables. It does need to be precisely weighed on a scale because, like Hilary said, this is science. This is all very scientific. It's all very metabolic. It's predictable. It's proven weight loss. People feel amazing. In a restaurant, it's a very interesting question, Matt, because prior to this program, being a food addict that I would obsess over the menu. I knew that menu inside and out. I was studying it like I was going to take a test on that menu. Now, going to a restaurant, having this sort of newfound freedom of food, it's protein and vegetables. I skip all of the food that I know is going to make me feel not great. It tastes good in the moment, but I know how it's going to make me feel because I've done so much emotional work. But my go-to in a restaurant is a salad with some protein, either chicken, shrimp, salmon. Some people like to order steak in a restaurant. I'm not a real big meat eater, but you could always get a nice filet mignon. You can get a burger. any kind of protein, clean protein and vegetables in a restaurant. And of course, as coaches, we coach our clients through that whole process. We might even look at the menu with our clients when they're attempting to go out into a restaurant, because part of this plan is learning how to navigate situations like eating in a restaurant. That's part of life.
Right.
So it's really cool. It's really awesome. And I love watching my clients become empowered to make healthy choices, especially in restaurants.
That's awesome. And that's really interesting. I love hearing the word coaching because it sounds like you're really supporting them. So what are the expectations of the coach and the client? Because it sounds like it's a real important part of this program.
The expectations of coaching and of the coaches and the client. I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So what are the expectations of you and your client? So you expect the client to do this, and the client expects you to do this for them.
Okay.
So kind of both sides.
Yeah. No, that's actually an amazing question. So we have boundaries. We have certain responsibilities. Clients have certain responsibilities, and coaches do as well. And I always tell my potential clients, basically people will reach out and ask about the program. We explain it to people with zero pressure. We only want people who are serious about this to actually become clients, because we have a very, very high success rate. Generally, my clients do very well. Hilary's clients do very well because they are ready. They are motivated. So I always explain to my clients that if they are committed to this program, I will be committed to help them and I will guide them. So our role as coaches is to explain it, sign people up when they're ready, get them into our support group. We have a private support group, which is incredible. People get incredible community support. They get encouragement. And then we coach them into what's called a fat burn. We do a kickoff call the night before, and then we call our clients for the first 4 days, very, very quick, making sure they understand what they're doing. It's a 5-minute phone call. But after that, once they're into that really strong metabolic fat burn, which again is a whole scientific process, it's amazing. People feel really good. We coach our clients weekly. They are responsible for sending us over their weight every week. That is something that they need to be accountable. They send over their weight. And then we as coaches support them weekly with a 5 to 10 minute phone call. We aren't really talking about food so much. We're mostly talking about habits, mindset, relationship with food, anything that's going on, any non-scale victory. Sometimes people will share very, very important emotional things that's going on emotionally with them, and we support them through that and point out that this process is just part of a phase. This wellness program that we're coaching is not a diet. It's just not. So that's a little bit of the way that the coaching style that we provide, and our clients do really well because they know that we are there to support, guide, and show them what's possible.
Yeah, I can see why. I mean, the accountability is huge, and being in the real estate field, I have a coach as well, and I have to report to them weekly, and it feels like I have to, make them proud and make myself proud, and it can kind of stretch across all different types of fields. And I would think, sending the weight in every week is a huge thing, and certainly, gets them moving in the right direction.
Definitely.
So Hilary, big question here is, can you exercise when you're on plan? Because I know I personally, if I'm trying to cut back and trim up a little bit, I like to exercise at the same time. Is that a possibility?
Sure is. I can speak from experience that anyone who knows me knows that forever I have always worked out and exercised every single day. I try to do, I've done the Whole30, I've done weight loss programs, I've done gym exercises. I have a boxing bag in my basement. I have an elliptical, I have weights. But I feel like, when Erica explained the program and she was honest with me, and she said, this program is only a certain amount of calories per day, and you need to, kind of, in order to get accurate results, you need to kind of step away from exercise for a short time, just so you can kind of balance your body between going and, completely kind of shifting directions a little bit. So that was a little hard to swallow for me, I can honestly say, but I'm glad I did it. And it wasn't it was a blip of time. It's not forever. I was back doing everything and more that I do. I woke up this morning and worked out at 5 a.m. So, it's all about balance, and, it's a modified program if you're doing a Peloton versus if you're going for a mile walk. I mean, it's just a completely different exercise. We do have different modified programs to kind of cater to what your exercise and what your limits are. It's a one-on-one conversation you would have with your coach, and to see which plan fits best for you. And you want to be the best version of yourself. So you want to make sure you're healthy and you're happy. You feel good. You don't want to feel like junk the next day. If you do like a Peloton for an hour and the next day you feel like garbage, something's off. So you just want to be, in relations. You want to be, chat with your coach. Like Erica said, the first couple days, even the first couple weeks, months, like if you do, various exercises, you just want to be in touch. Like, hey, I did this today. I feel like, great tomorrow, or, feel horrible. Like, how do I do this? So yeah, the answer is like, yes, you can exercise, but, it's recommended the first 2 weeks, you kind of just, let the program settle into your body first.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
And, what about, actually, this question is for both of you. I know you told us your success stories. Are there any stories that resonate with you that you can think of that you thought, wow, that was a really great, story, backstory? I know no names, of course, we can't do that, but do you have anything that you could share with us?
Well, I'll start. So, like I said, I've been coaching for 4 years. And when I first became a coach and I had my mentors who were training me and teaching me, by the way, I wanted to also mention, I forgot to mention, we do team coaching. Okay. So Hilary and I work very, very closely together. I know her clients, all the coaches on my team, I meet their clients. We work very closely together. But my mentors above me who were training me 4 years ago would tell me about all these amazing stories of their clients. And I really was just like, couldn't wait for the day that I had that type of success stories. And I can tell you now, 4 years later, it's all day long. All I hear all day long is happy client after happy client. Amazing. Literally, I have chills, like literally. So a couple of things that really pop out at me. First of all, and obviously we cannot make any claims. There is no guarantees with this, but I can tell you that I have seen amazing things. People will get off medications, blood pressure, cholesterol, even diabetes. People, their blood sugar is so stabilized on this program, they can really reverse a lot of health issues. The other thing that I will tell you is inflammation. So much improves when people go on this program. Inflammation is a big one. People feel less pain, knee pain, shoulder pain, joint pain. People being able to go up the stairs, without any pain. Grandmothers who wanted to go on this program to be able to play with their grandchildren, get off the floor easily. People getting off their CPAP machines at night. They're able to now sleep through the night without having to have that oxygen. So, I mean, I could go on and on. It's really amazing. I have cried with my clients. I remember one time I was in the grocery store and somebody came up to me and thanked me for helping to save their husband's life. Wow. He was at risk of heart attack, and all these amazing things improve. So it's really rewarding. Talk about rewarding.
Really, it really sounds like way more than weight loss to me.
Oh yeah.
Hilary, how about you? Any success stories you can think of?
Yeah, I mean, I want to say, I'm just going to talk from my own personal experience because, like, for me, growing up, I would eat whatever I wanted. And, as I got older and like I said, with COVID, I just kind of like would sit on the couch with my kids and my family. And I'd be like, all right, if they're having a box of Cheez-Its, I can have that too, because I work out every day. And, that's what kind of triggered me to, like, I was like, I had told Erica, I'm like, oh, great. I heard your story. I've seen how awesome you look. Like, I'm just not sure if that's for me. And then I realized, I'm like, okay, this is, my body's not handling those box of Cheez-Its as well as I thought. Yeah. And, it's going to focus on yourself. At some point, you're going to make yourself a priority in addition to whatever else is going on in your life. And you got to sit down and be like, what is your why? Why are you doing this? What do you want to get out of this? like, and then now I just feel so much better about myself. I have more energy every day. And, it's from this group, and this, the Facebook group has been great. My coach has been amazing. But, when it comes down to it, it's your own body, and it's like, it's your own journey, and you are what you're doing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, like Erica said, if you're not all in, then you can't be like, oh, I didn't do as well as I thought. I'm like, well, did you do, 1, 2, 3? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, you got to kind of, work with me,
Yeah.
So you got to be ready for this, and, you got to want this to get the accurate results that you were looking for. So
yeah, that's nice to hear too, because we don't want to hear the magic bullet, that all of a sudden just dropped a bunch of weight. You didn't work for it. You didn't really want it. It was just so easy. So there's got to be very satisfying having that group effort and knowing that you did everything you're supposed to do and committed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Erica, what would you say? Because let's say someone was on the fence and they said, I was thinking about trying the program, but you know what? I'm just going to exercise more and eat less.
Right. So yeah, that logically makes sense. That's how I was too. I used to think that you could kill yourself with exercise and then eat whatever you want. But probably most people, I do have this conversation with a lot of people where they will admit they go to the gym all the time. They work out all the time. Their body does not change. The scale does not change. And they will also notice people in the gym, those people's bodies are not changing. And those people's, weight is not changing. Because it really is mostly nutrition. We kind of know that. I think that the statistic is 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. Exercise is important. Absolutely. It's a habit of health. We talk about it in our program. But it is not necessary to exercise to lose weight, actually. What's the most important thing is get those habits under control, eat balanced foods in a balanced way. And you have to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose weight. So that's really what it boils down to. The pillars of our program, there's 4 pillars of our program. And the 4 pillars would be the coaching, being accountable to your coach and having those weekly calls with your coach, the support group, being in a community, doing it alone is very difficult. So having a support group, working on the habits. We have a whole system, a transformational system of health, working on it, doing that emotional work, and obviously following the nutrition plan. Those are the four components. Exercise, yes, in maintenance, we want to see everybody exercise, but during the weight loss phase, not necessary. If you are going to exercise, work with your coach to make sure you're getting enough protein and calories for that exercise.
Yeah, that all makes sense. And what do you think the hardest thing is? This question is for both of you. What's the hardest thing for the consumer?
So it's a very good question. And Hilary and I were kind of preparing for this podcast prior to, and we both kind of agreed it's really not that hard. This really isn't that hard. What I will say, yes, I have a lot of clients, actually thousands. Okay. Thousands of people we have seen through my organization. Most really do very, very well. There are sometimes people will have some excuses. They're too busy, or they don't have time, or there's too much temptations. They'll make excuses. So maybe for those people, they might find an excuse, but actually it is meant to be easy. It is designed to be easy. I had a client once that asked me that question. Actually, this is way back when. And he said, what is the hardest part? And I said, honestly, the hardest part is not eating all the food on the first day. Like, being disciplined, you do have to be disciplined. You have to kind of pace yourself. But yeah, I find it to be very easy. And most of my clients agree this is actually supposed to be easy. Take the guesswork out. This is good proof. It's very, very, very easy. Hilary, What do you think?
Yeah. Pretty much every single one of my clients has been like, this isn't hard, you just follow what what you should be doing. And it's more like, people are more like, why did I do this sooner? They were like, wow, I should have started this like years ago, myself included. Yeah. What took me so long to get to this, to reach out and to start this program. Mm-hmm. So, I think it's more that rather than like, I can't, I won't type of thing. It's more like you're reaching out to me because you want this, and if you don't, then you don't.
Yeah.
Right. I actually have my 20-year-old niece who's in college. She's actually been on program now for this next Monday will be 2 weeks. And, I checked in on her, and she said to me, Aunt Erica, this is actually really easy. And she's in college.
I would think that would be a tough environment to be super disciplined.
I would think so too. She goes, no, it's actually really easy. She's enjoying it because she doesn't cook. So these little meals are really helpful for her. And she's probably saving a lot of money as well, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet she is. I mean, that makes a ton of sense. And I'm trying to think of another place. I would think maybe going on vacation might be pretty tough. What would you say to someone, I guess this is for both of you, what would you do? You go on vacation. I mean, is it just a lot of planning? Do you bring the bars and snacks and crunchers with you? How does that work?
Well, I'll answer that first, and I'll let Hilary, because both of us have been on vacation plenty of times as clients and coaches. And what I tell my clients and potential clients is you can go on vacation and be on program. You can go to a wedding. You can have a holiday. You can go to a birthday party. You could do everything that you normally do, but I wouldn't suggest doing these things in your first week on program, or maybe even your second week. If you have a trip planned to, let's say, Disney, let's do that first and then go on program. You wouldn't want to do it on day 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But you can absolutely, I've had people go on cruises, all-inclusive vacations. And what I tell them is we strategize, we come up with a plan. Most of the time people would be maybe 75 or 80% on program and maybe kind of make some choices. You know what I mean? They might not lose weight necessarily while they're on vacation, but they do. Sometimes they do. But they usually don't come back 5 pounds heavier like they normally would have prior to program. So yes, it's absolutely possible. We can even switch up your plan when you're on vacation. If you're going to be more active than you normally are, you might want to switch up your plan for that week. And we do that as well. We coach you through that. Hilary, what do you think? You've been on vacation so many times.
Yeah, yeah, no, I was going to say like pretty much the same thing. You just got to kind of, just got to be careful, and you just got to kind of make better choices, healthier choices. And, again, it's your journey. So, if you want to stay on this and you want to do well, then you just got to make the choices that are right for your body. If you kind of, want to come back with, 10 pounds more weight on yourself. So, just got to make smart choices, I guess. And, everything in addition to whatever, everything that Erica just said.
Yeah, I'll just piggyback on that really quickly. What I've noticed with my clients most of the time, because we do have a structured plan. Our plan is very structured. You know what I mean? People love that. They love that feeling of control and structure. And sometimes when people go away and they come back and they might say, oh, well, I made some choices and I feel like I gained a pound or I gained 2 pounds. But they say, I love getting back on track. Mm-hmm. The feeling of getting back on track is just like, I had a client once and she referred to this as the guardrails. She goes, I love the guardrails of this program. It's safe. You feel safe. It's control. So it always feels good coming back. As a matter of fact, I went away over the week for about 4 days. And as I was packing for my trip, I thought, I can't wait to get back in structure, because it feels good. It feels really good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. The guardrails is a good analogy for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this was a fantastic interview talking to the two of you, Hilary and Erica. I mean, I'm sure people are going to reach out to you, the success that the two of you have had and the stories you have, and the flexibility of the program sounds really unique, and the coaching support, it just seems so vital. And I'm sure there's lots of programs that just don't have that. So Erica, what's the best way for people to reach out to you if they have questions or just want to learn a little bit more about it?
Yes, that's a great question. And basically, we as coaches, Hilary and I, especially my team, we love to do things on Facebook. It's a great way for us to stay organized. We do it in Messenger. So what I normally tell people is, I don't know how this is going to be formatted, but if you see our name here, Erica McEwing, Hilary Coolidge, you could find Hilary on Facebook. And you'll see right away that she is posting, she's living her life out loud. That's another thing we do as coaches. We lead with our health. We ourselves are leading with our health. So you can see a lot of good recipes, inspirational things, transformation. So we brand ourselves on Facebook. So check Hilary out. And then what you do is you click on where it says message, go to Facebook Messenger. And all you do is you send a message and says, hi, I'd like to hear more about your program. And Hilary will take it from there. She will reach out to you and set up time to explain in detail the program, and then kind of figure out what plan would work best for you, depending on your needs. Mm-hmm. So that's the best way to do that. And like I said, we always work in teams. So it's a wonderful program, and we love to help as many people as possible.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like you both are already doing that. So keep up the awesome work and have a upcoming successful year and a nice holiday season. And thank you so much for joining me today. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks for having us.